What's up, fam? Yeah. Well, I want to share something with you that's been on my mind, and I think that we all need to keep this on mind all the time. That we are experiencing in this country a lot of police brutality is the reason why BLM has surfaced and become the group of people who have spoke up against it. You know, and we have police brutality because of numerous reasons. And you got to excuse me while I'm trying to make adjustments. Just trying to get the music right where I want it, so it's not overpowering. So yeah, I'm back on this. I'm back on this because I've been cruising through through social media, and I'm seeing a lot of things that have happened in the past with our police, and I think we need to share this type of information more and more to kind of warn us that are not paying attention that these things exist, and to beware of the trap that a lot of the police officers are trying to put you in so they can arrest you, or if you are too resistant, they will go through the process of assaulting you. And it could get very nasty to a point that they may even kill you in the process. So what we don't want to do is fall into the trap, trying our absolute best to stay away from triggers that will get us in those situations that they feel justified to do what they do to us, that we see, more than our share of, and I guess my thing is it's pretty sad to see these things happening to us. And a lot of people will say we bring it on ourselves, and I beg to differ. Now I can see that there are some cases that some people could have done things differently on both ends, of course. They could have done things differently, and the outcome would may be different, but it depends on the kind of officer that you get. You don't know what you're going to get wrapped in that package. Just like Forrest Gump said, you don't know what you're going. A box of chocolate is what he said, something about a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get, because they're all wrapped up in a certain package, and then inside that package is always a different flavor. So it goes the same with police officers. They got that uniform and badge on, but we don't know what we're getting until we get it, and it depends on the officer, and it depends on the response and how we deal with them when we're pulled over. So I just wanted to share with you a couple of things that I've been running across. And here's a brother that have been attacked by a police officer. I don't know if this is in Memphis. Okay, so this is in Louisiana.
What we see is officers treating people less than human.
This happens often. Black people, and they're showing a thing where the officers are beating a guy upside the head on top of the car in front of the camera.
What I think when I hear that these videos are delayed is that Louisiana State Police is working to get their story together.
All right. So there's an officer named Jacob, and this was, I think back in 2015. So this is the actual footage. lot going on. A young man named, or a man named Aaron Bowman.
Breathe, you know, and try to keep myself from just going out. So he got my face smashed down in my corner of the wall. You know, like, it's scary.
He had his jaw broken, fractured ribs, concussion. And they hit the video.
A mindset of Louisiana police that they do not see the humanity in black and brown. When they see our children crying, they don't see theirs. And that is a testament to the pattern and practice that exists, that we can brutalize people as a state official, murder them, and not have any remorse.
No remorse. And here's another brother, Ronald Green. And he's crying for the taser. Okay, he tased the brother. The cop had him on the ground. He got him face down with restraints.
The murder of Ronald Green, for example, where Trooper Hollingsworth bragged that he beat the F-loving F-word out of him. And I want you to sit with for a second the humanity of his mother having to sit there and watch her child brutalized while he said, "I'm your brother."
How's that okay?
That's what Mr. Green told them. And so they don't see the humanity in us. Instead, they use their badge as a tool to lynch them.
On September 10th, state police. Some type of
Call your U.S. Congressman and U.S. Senator and ask them to pressure the DOJ to open a patent and practice investigation. I think that's the biggest thing that people can do.
Now, it doesn't matter. I could change to a different one. Let me do that. Let me go ahead and we're going to back down off this one. Now, it's plenty of these type stories out here. You know, recorded police brutality. You know, how one snap decision causes an entire family to change the way that they live based on an officer's 1 second or 1 minute decision that he wants to be a particular way with black and brown people and not really caring. Here's one where, let me see if I can get this. Get past the daggone commercials and stuff, you know. This is
the incident got pretty violent.
this is in front of the store.
But it didn't end there.
Threatening
Isaiah posted the video online. It went viral and set off a string of consequences. For Isaiah,
We end up getting violated.
his friends,
Channel 2 News exclusive.
Baytown Police Chief.
the local police, and the city of Baytown. All from one video clip and one snap decision to hit record.
Shit just went down, bro. I think they probably were trying to get me.
This is the footage. I think they might show.
It all started after Isaiah and his two friends, Skylar Gilmore and Isaiah Phillips, left a barbecue.
Well, Justin was leaving, and we were going to get more beers
Young
from the
man
store for
telling
the
the
barbecue.
story
And
how
Justin
it
got
was
pulled
started.
over in his car.
We noticed Officer Brown pulling over our friend.
Their friend, Justin Moore, had been pulled over for a traffic violation.
Officer Brown. All of Baytown recognizes Officer Brown.
Officer Brown is known in Baytown for doing some shady stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that our friend Jocelyn was all right.
They pulled him over.
So they tried to look out for him by videotaping the situation.
Officer Nathaniel Brown had previously been accused of targeting and harassing Black Baytown residents.
Like we started talking about how he was doing the shady stuff in the past, how he sick a dog on somebody.
He's the one that said, "Oh, because he's black, bro. 100% because he's black."
I guess he overheard us talking about him.
Those are white guys also talking about this
He
guy
proceeded to
Brown.
walk up
who's
to
white.
Skylar, and I was just standing there behind Skylar like, that's not right.
You're cussing in public. Put your hands
He
behind
said
your
he's
back.
cussing in public, so he's gonna arrest him for
I
that.
get thrown against the wall, thrown
This
onto
is
the
the white guy
ground,
that
and then I get
officers
kneed in the
attacking
face.
because he smacks him in the face while he's down, rips his shirt off,
Basically,
snatches
got
his
up
phone away
Skylar,
from him.
walks over to the officer, and he
says just to make things fair across the board. He grabs the other officer's handcuffs, and then that's whenever he grabs Isaiah.
Now now he's arresting the black guy, so he wasn't gonna let a black guy get off the hook.
And knocked it down from my face.
So here's another case now.
The gun trace task force was at the center of one of the
This is
biggest
about the
corruption
Baltimore
scandals in
police.
Baltimore police history. Today, the leader of the disgrace unit begged a judge for mercy. Another officer sentenced
This
just
stuff
handed
never
down.
stops, you know.
Which is the investigator Mike Covering live at courthouse downtown with the breaking
It never
developments.
ends.
Vic, Sergeant Wayne Jenkins got 25 years in federal prison earlier today, and moments ago, Detective
25
Marcus
years.
Taylor
He
got
must
an
have been doing a lot of
18-year
dirt
sentence.
out there in
He gave a
Baltimore.
rambling speech to the judge. He says he is innocent. He vows to fight this. She says that she regrets that he feels he wasn't treated fairly. She gave the government exactly what they wanted. Again, an 18-year sentence for him. A judge sentenced Sergeant Wayne
Now they
Jenkins to
showing
25 years in federal prison.
You have a gun and cocaine file. They don't say 240.
This is
Just
the
public
footage
matter.
of the
The former
prison.
head of the corrupt Baltimore Police Gun Trace Task Force wept and apologized for crimes that prosecutors say included at least 10 armed robberies, planting evidence,
A police
falsifying
officer.
overtime, and selling $1 million worth of drugs, including prescriptions looted from pharmacies after Freddie Gray's death. Do you have anything you'd like to say on behalf of your brother?
No, sir.
Jenkins' family declined comment, but he wept in court, apologizing to his loved ones and
They
the
do
people
that.
of Baltimore, including victims
Let me
like the
tell you
Davis
something.
sisters, whose dad died after Jenkins
Just real
wrongfully started
quick. When you see a bad cop out of control in the streets, and the other officers are not doing anything to slow his roll, not saying nothing to him, but he big and bad because maybe they fear to go against him because he's one of the baddest cops out there and you don't want to cross him. But then once they're busted and they go sitting up in the courtroom, and when you see them crying like that, some of them are forcing to cry, and some of them are crying for real because they got busted. Because now they know that their life is over as a police officer, and they're gonna have to spend the rest of their time in jail. You see? Now I can go up and down here, of course, and I can find so many stories like this. These officers have done, and they killed a working man. They killed. You know what? I'm just gonna give you my true feeling, of course, like I have been in the past about this police brutality thing. And it is really a very sickening thing to think about that our system, who's supposed to be to serve and protect, now, mind you, I get it's a stressful job, man. Nobody's taking that away because we got a lot of bad people out there and they have to be policed in some type of way. And I know the police are human as well. And that means police will make errors and mistakes. And I think that when an officer makes a mistake, then it would be best, I think, to simply confess to the mistake. Keep them honest. If you made an error, you made a misjudgment, you shot somebody and didn't intend to kill them. You choked somebody and you didn't intend to kill them. But everything has to coincide with the videos as well. You can't just say it with your mouth, and then when you're videotaped, it looks like you're literally trying to kill the person. You can't just flip all of a sudden because now you're being convicted of murder. Now you're going to try to flip the script and hopefully that everybody have mercy on you, because they don't have mercy on us, meaning regular citizens, when we make those type errors. If we accidentally kill somebody, they're going to try to get us with the full extent of the law. And God forbid, if we accidentally kill an officer, then we'll find ourselves never free, never see the light of day again, because they're going to throw the book at you. And I think that they should be held to the highest level of the law itself when they commit these errors. Now listen, a mistake is a mistake, but when you are caught trying to hide it and you are incorporating people in the system to cover it up, then that's when the crime has started. It's not a crime that you made a mistake. Just like the young fella who was on the highway in his truck and the brakes failed and had a fatal accident on what is it, I-70 and killed 4 people and injured many, many more and tore up a lot of vehicles out there. They tried to charge this boy with 110 years for a mistake that wasn't his, but he's got to be held responsible for it because he's a truck driver. And the truck drivers have to do pre-trips on their trucks to make sure that their brakes and everything are good. You have to go through a brake check. Now, if that's what they're saying his negligence was, then I get it. He may have to serve some time for not pre-tripping his truck properly. I get it. I used to be a truck driver. I had to do it every day. This is just something you do as a truck driver. Sometimes in the course of trying to hustle for the money, you just jump in your truck and go. And a lot of truck drivers understand that. They don't that little bit of time it takes to do a pre-trip. You kind of try to scoot by some days. And then this is just one of those days on one of those trucks he had that it needed a full brake job apparently, because if his brakes failed completely and couldn't stop, and he couldn't find a better way to slam that vehicle against the Jersey wall or off in the woods in the bushes or something, off on the grass, something. He was, I guess, right in the middle lane or something. And when all of it failed, he just plowed into everybody else, and I know he didn't mean to do it, but they threw the book at him. 110 years, man. And people who intentionally kill people don't get 110 years, right? But they threw the book at this boy, and they're doing the appeal and everything and see if they can get a lighter sentence. But it's not going to be anything less than 10 years. I know that. They're looking at about 20 years on the appeal. But my point of saying that is that when you get these officers who make mistakes and errors, the crime, it's not a crime to make a mistake. It's a simple mistake, but it's a crime covering it up. That is the crime. And then when you incorporate other people from the system to help you cover it up, right? That's what makes it even worse. And that is what we have. We have a lot of people who are so buddy-buddy with each other in the system that they were willing to break the law to protect them and to lie and cover up for them, even perjure themselves in court. And then they put their own livelihood at jeopardy for the mistake of somebody who's just trying to cover. So this is the sickening part about the system in America, is that we have too many people, and then the racism plays such a big part of it. Now we have all this unfortunate racism that's literally ripping this country apart bit by bit, and then we have the threats from the outside of this country, that eventually we're all going to have to know how to stand together. Now, how can we trust each other when we have been so unjust to each other, and then we have to trust him, the person who used to try to kill my people, have my back, have my six? How is that possible that I can trust that man, even at a time of crisis for the country, that he's back there supposed to be watching my back, but he's been trying to kill us for the longest? How are we gonna wind up? How can I trust that man? You see, that's the situation that we're in right now, because they're telling us, the service members of this country, people who are supposed to serve and protect us, we're supposed to trust them with our vital information. So when they pull you over, they asking for your ID and identification that has all your pertinent info on it. And we're supposed to trust these people that all they're doing is making sure that we are not criminals, but they may be the criminals. And they have the system to find out everything about us, where we are, where we live, everything, our whole history. They get to look at all that, and we won't know who they are because they don't want to give us the information. But there is a law, there's a First Amendment First Amendment, we all should understand, read up on, and know your rights when you are pulled over, or if you even confronted by a police officer. You have to have reasonable suspicion of a crime for them to even approach you in the first place. And when you're pulled over, it's the same thing. They have to have a suspicion of some type of crime that you've committed in order for them to further interrogate you and ask you questions and ask for your identification. We have to know this stuff because what we do all the time is comply, comply. Not everybody complies. Running is not an option because now you're giving them a reason to come and shoot at you because you've broken the numero uno crime that they feel they can go all out on you. If you run, they find you guilty, even if they haven't even pulled you over for anything. But when you start taking off, they're saying he's guilty of something. We got to stop him. We got to get him now. He's fleeing. Fleeing is a crime. When you're running away from a police officer is a crime, even if you didn't do nothing. Just running from them. Now they're going to draw their guns and try to stop you at any cost. They will shoot you in your back to stop you. Shoot up your car. You can have kids in your car. They don't care about that. They're gonna get you for running because they think that you're definitely you've done something wrong. Could be something bad in their mind. If you're black, automatically they're gonna think you've done something very bad. That's why you're running. Now, these are the things that need to be talked about to a lot of us. A lot of us, hey, young people, man. I know we have a tendency of fight or flight. You know what I mean? It's either we're gonna get into a fight or we're gonna run. You know what I mean? And this is something you have to really double think. You have to rethink because the system is a powerful system here who is protecting the police officers. They have a lot of protection when it comes to if they do something to you and you try to fight them in courts. It's hard to beat them. And now, if it's not on video, you might as well forget about it because because my case back in 1988, well, they didn't even have videos like they have it now, like cell phones with cameras and stuff on it, and video cameras outside your home, and little doorbells with cameras. They didn't have all that stuff back in 1988, and they jumped on me, and they got away with that crap because nobody wanted to touch it. The lawyers didn't want to touch it. We talking about 3 officers claimed that I beat them up, that I assaulted the 3 officers. Y'all check out the story if you're checking me out. Go back on my timeline and you see that story about the Newark police, jumped on me or whatever. So, I'm simply saying that it's been going on for a long time, and you would think that because of most of the video cameras all over the place, that they would calm down a little bit. But I don't know if they even have cameras on themselves and they still acting crazy because they know or they really truly believe 100% that this system will protect them no matter what they do. And it's been a record of this system willing to be criminal to protect a bad cop. So they would lie, they would hide things, they would destroy evidence, they would threaten people, they would do all these criminal activities to make sure that the officer who has 30, 40 years in the force does not get a blemish on his record, even though he's been one of the worst cops out there. And those 3 cops that jumped on me back in 1988, I can't find no information on these guys because they don't want to give that info. I think Newark, New Jersey, I think just recently we can find out some of the activities of some of the police officers starting in 2021 or 2020. Anything before that, we can't find any misconduct on any of them because the law just been passed by, the law just been passed. Let's just say that, right? And so anybody from when that law just passed up to now, then we can find any type of police misconduct that they've been doing in Newark. We're talking about Newark, New Jersey. Now, how out here, I don't even think they have that. You probably can't even check on an officer and see what kind of record they have. But they want to check on everybody else and see what kind of record we have. Right? I think that's wrong. And if they are, that is the most backward thing I've ever heard, because that's what creates criminals. You can protect your criminal, you know, for because that criminal is have a badge and a suit, or a uniform and a badge on. You know, it's supposed to be representing a state, city, or country, that they can do whatever they want to the citizens and get away with it. You know, I just think that's way wrong. And that system, that particular system, or that way in the system, needs to change. It has to change in order for things to get better. Will it get perfect? Will we eliminate it altogether? Police brutality and violence and all that? No, we won't, because we're always going to have racist people. You know, everybody's super proud of who they are, and they look down on other people because they are not them. You know, we have proud black people too, who just all about black, you know, and they can't stand white people. And then you got, and they get it from the people who basically tried to exterminate them. They got that from them for the most part, you know. And in Africa, back in the day, people are going to talk about, you know, they had slaves and all that. They started it. It's different, you know. And then its servants will get their freedom over time once they've captured your enemy and all that, and then the enemy just, you know, works for them until they become free again, you know. But now here, they took it to a whole new level when they got so-called slaves. Now we was never supposed to be free under these people here, you know. So, you know, it's just, you know, it's a twist in the way history has come down. It's a twist in it, and it's all, and everything changes over time anyway. It's like the Democratic Party used to be Republican Party, and that switched now. Now we're Democrats, and now they're Republicans. So everything changes. You know, it was a time where black and white people would never get together and make families, but we do more of it now. You know, you have so many different mixed families now that it's like, wow, you know, who's really truly black and truly white anymore? You know, and that's one of the fears I think a lot of racist people have. Man, they worry about getting phased out. You know, because don't nobody who love people like them. You know, and if you hate people, then you're gonna want to support the racist groups, and a lot of those racist groups are in the police force. We have to understand if they're there, and they've been there for some time, and it's a generational thing. You know, that when you see black people in there, they have to comply. If you don't comply, then they will find a way to get you out. They'll find a way to get rid of you. If you can't comply to what's been going down for all of these decades, all of these years, if you can't comply to it as a black police officer in the police force, then guess what? You getting terminated one way or another. They're going to get you out of there because you're going to be a problem. You're being a thorn to their system. And they like their system just the way they designed it. And if that means if white officers go out there in black neighborhoods and beat the crap out of black people for unjust reasons, or even let's say it's justified to capture a black person who's doing something wrong, and then you go beyond that and start abusing them because they're bound up, and you just taking your little freebie shots, you know. And then the black officer sees this and don't say nothing, or matter of fact, even assist them in it. That makes him criminal as well. That makes him just as much of a criminal than the white officer who's doing the criminal act. They're that afraid of the white officer that you can't stand up for what's right. So you don't deserve to be a police officer then. If you that scary, you scared of your coworker. You scared of the guy who have a badge and a gun just like you, who's supposed to be standing up for the righteous laws of this so-called country, or the so-called righteous laws of this country. And you scared to stand up and say, hey, don't do that. Don't do that. You scared to look at him and pull him back from abusing one of your own daggone people. You make me sick to my stomach. Black cop, the one who refused to stand up for their brother. I don't care. It don't even have to be a black person, but you act like you just this big raisin in the sun ready to drop when they say drop. They say jump, you say how high, sir? How high, sir? You know what I mean? It's that kind of nonsense, man. It sickens me. If you're supposed to stand up for what's right, and you know, I swear to uphold the Constitution of man. If you don't lie, don't lie. If you really gonna stand up for it, then do so. That's why you became a police officer in the first place. Now I'm getting on the bad cops. I get on my bad brothers and sisters. I get on them bad racist white people. Now I'm getting on bad cops, bad police officers, racist cops, and they little minion assistants. Even the little black ones. It's the blue wall. I never crossed the blue wall. Yep. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Johnson. We're gonna get him all right. We're gonna get him all right. Yeah, that black guy over there. Huh? I didn't see him do anything wrong, but you're after him for a reason, right? Okay. You know, just willy-nilly. If you say so, let's go. I'm like, you know, what'd he do? What's up? All right. So maybe I ain't got time to ask questions. Maybe I might be one of them cops to be like, okay, I'm gonna get him. We got him, handcuffed, secure. Why the heck are we tasing him and stomping him and beating on him still, and we got him contained? What's that for? Me, I'm like, stop. That's enough, man. What are you losing your mind? To the other officer, I will say, we got the little punk. We got who we need. He's contained. Why are we still beating the crap out of him, man? What are you, stupid? That'll be me. But y'all punk A cops y'all ain't got that. And then when it's time for y'all to come to get one of us, you acting like them. You acting like racist white cops, ready to beat the black off of us, man. To prove that, yeah, I'm down. I'm down with y'all, all right. You know, it's that blue wall, right? That blue wall power, man. We beat the crap out that black Negro, right? That's how y'all. That's how some of these black cops are. Trying to be in the good graces of wicked white cops and ready to do almost anything, man. Sell their soul to the freaking devil. You know what I mean? Sell your soul to the devil to be in good graces of evil people. And you know they not right. But something inside of you just ain't clicking. The sympathy is not there. You don't see your own people when you look in their face. All you see is what they taught you to see. This is what sickens me about the black officer who want to defend wicked white racist cops. Make me sick to my stomach to think about it. Y'all got to drop that, man. This is what I'm talking about. We got to get rid of those type of police officers. Police reform. This is what we're talking about. We're not talking about demolishing and dismantling the police. What are y'all, stupid? Y'all got to be stupid to think that. That's not what we were saying. Gracious almighty, man. You had officers quitting because they said, oh, defund the police? Defund the police? All right, then I'm going to quit. Matter of fact, let's see how you do without a police officer around when you need them. You know, that's what y'all did. Some of these fools did that. Then they got more clarified as, you know, clarification came through later on. Now you done already retired. You're like, well, I used to be a really good cop. I didn't know it was going to be reformed like that. Well, I did the right thing. Right? Looking stupid. Could have had your job still. All you had to do is do the right thing. Just like the Spike Lee movie, Do the Right Thing, dagnabbit. Man, what's so hard about that? Yeah, I get it. I get it. You gotta know how to get along with your coworkers, right? So whatever they say, do. You do. And you don't think that if it's right or wrong, you just know that everybody been doing it. So the only way for me to get along with everybody, black and white, is to do what they say do. No matter how wrong it is. That is the problem. That's the reform that we're trying to do. Now, if we hold y'all accountable, the ones who stand back with their arms folded and watch the criminal activity happen by their so-called fellow officer, then you too will be charged. You too will be charged because you did nothing when you had the power to do something. Serve and protect. And you stood there and didn't do nothing. So you too are guilty. When they start doing more of that, then you're probably going to have some officers coming out the crowd like that. Look, oh, check this out. I seen a video. Too bad I can't find it right now. I ain't even going to search for it. There's one officer. She was 2 years on the force, and she had to pull her sergeant off a dude. She grabbed him by the belt because he was going in on him. So she pulled him back, and he turns around and put his hand up on her like he was going to choke her or something, but he didn't choke her. They said that he choked her, but he didn't. He put his hand up on her throat like that and pushed her back. You know, he turned from the assailant that he was going to assault more and went like that because she pulled him back. She was telling him, no, he's in the car. They don't need to reaching in there and doing that extra. So she pulled him back. A white officer, I need to get her name, man. It was a white lady officer, 2 years on the force, who had the sense enough to say, no, that's enough. He's in the car handcuffed. What are we doing this for? Why are you going to tase him and you're going to spray him with the stuff and do more to him? What's that for? He was actually what he was going to do. He got his little what's that, mace stuff. He was just getting ready to just load it up on the brother. And the brother was backing up in the car with his hands behind his back. And she grabbed the sergeant by the belt and pulled him back and stopped him from doing that. Maybe it was her car. Maybe she didn't want that stuff in her car. I don't know. But whatever her reason was, turned out to be a good thing. Dagnabbit, man. Now I know there's a whole, everybody, we can go through our phones, we can go through social media and come up with all kind of stuff. We're going to find black guys beating up cops, running from cops, shooting at cops, killing young people, young black people, raping people, cops doing all kind of crazy things. So now we start wondering, when these cops get it, you know, when somebody get them, did they deserve it? Were they good cops or were they bad cops? We don't even know, you know? And when a bad cop get it, you know, we kind of like don't feel so remorseful about it because he was a bad cop. You know what I mean? He got what he deserved. And if he got caught doing some dirt in 2021, can you imagine how much dirt he's been getting away with? But he just got caught in 2021. So now you got to go back on all his cases and start investigating even deeper to see if there's any discrepancies anywhere on that, to find out if he's been actually breaking the law from when he started or whenever. If he was a 10-year guy or a 20-year guy, you got to go back on all of that crap because he locked up some people, maybe even beat somebody half senseless. Now you got to go back and find out if there are any discrepancies in any of those reports that could possibly look at and say, you know what, this don't look right, and we beg to differ. Bam. Go back to that individual who's serving time and be like, we may have a release date for you. We might have another a trial date for you because the officer have been found to be active in criminal activities. And we don't know how far back it stretches, and we think it stretches back to your case as well. It's that type of stuff. Know what I mean? Yeah, I'm pissed off, man. Yeah, I'm mad. Because crap like that happened to me back in 1988. You know? And yeah, man, we all should be upset about that crap. Bad cops, man. Who the heck, man? Come on, man. Why you think that there's a lot of people who don't even want to be cops because of that? They feel like they're going to be trapped into this system that's wicked and wrong, and they're going to be forced to do wicked and wrong things for the sake of protecting the police. Who wants to be a part of a system like that? They rather just be free, do another job, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'd rather go to the military. You know what I mean? Shoot. But it's that kind of nonsense I'm talking about right there. I can still scroll back. I want to just pull up some more incidences, but I'd rather just talk about it, man. Because we all going to find what we want to find to make our points. You know what I mean? And this topic right here is close and dear to my heart because I have been mistreated at a very young age, about 25 years old when that crap happened. I ain't never been in trouble. Ain't never been in no daggone trouble since then, man. That's the only thing. And the guy looked at my record and looked at me and said, "Oh, I see you don't have a record." Yeah, duh. I'm working. I was working at the time this crap happened to me. Then he says, sarcastically, "Oh, now you do." Now I do. Why would you tell me that? So I wasn't even really doing. I didn't do anything really. I blew my air horn in my truck working, bro. And you want to hassle me for that? And then I get beat down for that and arrested. And then put this crap on and a threat of me going to jail for 15 years. I mean, and this is why I identify with what's going on out here, man. When I see these situations with these bad cops, it ain't nothing but a flashback to me, man. It's a flashback to me, like PTSD. Like, oh, what? What? Get them off you. You know what I mean? I felt like that. Every time I see this crap, man, it turns my stomach, bro. So yeah, I'm mad. You know what I mean? And like I said before, that we have to be careful out here. And ever since then, I ain't been in no trouble, man. That's the only thing on my daggone record. Well, not really. I got something else on my record, man, that was very small. I think I was 19 or 18. So it was around when I was 18 years old, I got into a little scrap and with the police. And then there was this incident in Newark, and they beat on me. I was 25. Then he jumped on me like I was some hardened criminal or something, man. I was working, bro. You know what I mean? How you gonna get on a guy that was working? I just blew my horn, man. Come on. So yeah, I feel some type of way about that, man. And what I would have for the newer generation, don't give them no reasons, man. Don't give them no freaking reason, man. Don't give them no reason to come at you. And if they do come at you and you give them no reason, then you gotta think. Now we got these daggone cell phones now, man. You know what I mean? We got these daggone cell phones. You better go ahead and go live quick as you can when you know you're getting pulled over and prop that thing up right where you need it to be. You know what I mean? To capture everything. You can hear everything. You can see as much as you possibly can on this thing. Go live with it. Don't just turn on your video camera. Go live. If it's either live on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, go live, bro. You know what I mean? That's it. Have your information in order when they pull you over. I know they. Matter of fact, that's the first thing we know. We actually all started.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's the first thing that we all need to start looking at. That when they pull us over for no reason and they ask us for our identification and they have no reason whatsoever, no suspicion of any crimes or anything, and that's the first violation on their part. I'm not suspected of any crimes, but you checking me out for what reason? There's no reason I should have to give you my identification. But to save yourself some lumps and headaches in the courtroom and all the bull crap that they're going to bring to you, go ahead and show them your ID, man. If you don't want to do that, then you might possibly wind up one of those statistics. You feel me? That's how I feel about it. But then see them in court, though. Get yourself a lawyer and let them know that they violated on you first and foremost by pulling you over with not even a suspicion of you being any type of a criminal or crime being done. That's on them. You know what I mean? Once they pull you over, if they think that you've been speeding, okay, that's speeding. Then you should by law give them the information. But if you just pulled over because they want to check you out, and if they pull you over some nonsense like, oh, your back light looks like it's out, or your license plate, the little two lights on the side of your license plate is out and it's broad daylight. They're just fishing for something just to mess with you. You know the difference just like I do. And they know. They know we know. You know what I mean? But first and foremost, you turn on your dagnabbit live stream. You do it live stream. You hear? That's what you young people do. I don't care. Young, old, middle age. I don't give a dagnabbit. You put this thing on, man. You know? Well, that's the only thing that's going to protect you if you're out on a rural road somewhere and it's just you and him. Dagnabbit. Go live. He can snatch your phone. You know what I mean? He could take your phone and eliminate the live, but it's already recorded that he did it. And then anything shady happen after that. If you want somebody to make sure that if something happens to you, they get the perpetrator who did it, then there it is right there. All of a sudden, the phone goes dead, and then now, you know, like what is it? Sandra Blair? What's her name? The girl that was man, how that for Bullock, Sandra Blair. Dang, I can't believe I messed her name up. But yeah, y'all know who I'm trying to talk about. You know what I mean? And they did her wrong, man. And they took a picture while she was dead, bro. In a holding outfit. You can tell that she wasn't alive. They're gonna try to make it appear like she was. Did they? Man, come on, bro. These are killers, man. And they've done it before. If they did it like that, dressed her all up and then had her eyes, you could tell that she wasn't even alive when they took a picture, man. And then they're gonna try to say this is the date and time that we took a picture. She was well alive then. She was not. You can see that she wasn't. You know? It's stuff like that we have to always be concerned about. But see, they don't. A lot of them people, a lot of racist people don't have to worry about that stuff. You know what I mean? They don't have to worry about somebody, a police officer chasing them down or doing something wrong to their kids. You know? How about the video? One more thing. How about the video when the white lady get pulled over by the police officer? Check it out. So the officer comes up to her and the white lady has her hands on the wheels real tight. And he's telling her, listen, just give me your registration, insurance, and information and all that. And, we'll check it out. She said, I don't want to move. I don't want to move my hands. I don't want to get shot. I don't want to move my hands. I said, lady, calm down. I just want to just check you out because you were speeding or whatever. So she's still freaking out. She didn't want to move her hands. She was scared because she's seen a whole lot of stuff that's been happening to us as well, or to people, period. So she's frozen like this, and she didn't want to move, And the officer said, lady, would you calm down? Haven't you heard? We only shoot black people. That didn't make her feel any better. And he had this on his own dash cam. They released that. And I believe they did something about it for him saying something like that. Come on, man. How's that making people feel better, bro? Tell me we only shoot black people. What are you, stupid? Yeah, stupid. Gracious, man. They got a bunch of dummies working for police officers, man. I can be a cop. I'll be a better cop than any of them, to be honest with you, because I haven't been on that other side. You know what I mean? I haven't been on the other side, and I know how it feels. Maybe I might even get killed by somebody, but, bottom line is, at least I know what it feels like. I know how to treat people, man. These people, Some of these racist officers had never come in contact with black people until they were officers. And if they did, it was the kind of black people that always act white. And it's like, oh, he's white, he just got black skin. You know what I mean? But now when they come in contact with some real black people who've been through the struggle of life, now they don't know how to act, because when we get upset, it's a different upset than they little black white friends get. You know, black guy black is me talking like,
Yeah, I'm upset about that, John. I really don't like it. I'm really upset about what you did, you know. And I think something needs to be done about it. And I'll never come back over your house again if you ever talk to me that way again.
you know what I mean? You get a black brother, black brother gonna stand up like he gonna fight you. You know what I mean? He gonna get mad. Yeah, he may not actually fight you, but you gonna believe he gonna want to fight. So what do? You know, you're gonna have to give it back too. Y'all gonna, you don't know how many times me and my friend used to get into it, man. We got into it so much, everybody thought we was gonna fight all the time. We didn't even fight. We just argued all the time over dumb stuff, you know. But that's the difference. If a police officer was come up on that scene with me and him going at it like that, a white cop would freak out and think that we're about to get into some violence, and a black cop would be like, man, won't y'all cut that crap out, man? Go on, man. Y'all go ahead, bro. Y'all like brothers, man. Go on down the road, man. Get out of here. Calm down. There's different ways, man. It's handling stuff, you know? They just don't know how. So that's my rant for right now. You know what I mean? Because I was just going through my phone, man. I'm looking at all this stuff. I was looking for something. And I run across one brutality and then another one and another. Next thing you know, I'm on the whole. And now over here, they showing me the Rodney King beating. Remember that? I was about to stop just now, and I look over to my right on my screen, and they beating the crap out of Rodney King, man. What in the freaking... God. You talking about some crazy people, man. I mean, you know, how you let stuff like that get so out of control, man, that you just start, you know, like you a cop and you pull somebody over and you have to, you know, arrest them or whatever, and you hit them one good time. Wow. You know, and then the person falls out and they might be flailing their arms around and you finally get them handcuffed. So that one punch must have felt good. So you start, oh, that feels good. Hold still. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. You know, they keep beating you to death, man. Choke him a little bit. Kick him. Put your knee on his neck. Stop resisting. Right? That's how they do. That's it. They yelling, stop resisting, and you're not. You're handcuffed. And they beating you and choking you, and they yelling, stop resisting. Dude, okay, booger. What in the world, man? How does that work? Good gracious. All right, I'm done, man. Listen, man. Oh man, if anybody come across this one, man, y'all just say that I am touched. You know, PTSD with me because of what happened in 1988, bro. All right, on that note, y'all, listen, I told y'all, I may get mad and upset and angry and all that, but I won't cuss. And that is my vow to you, no matter what. Anybody got anything to say about it? See me, talk to me. I'm still not going to cuss, right? All right, y'all. I'm out. That's my rant for the day. Yeah, yo. I will be free. Remember, treat people like you want to be treated, and it'll come back round because it has for me. One love. Yeah.